Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure to listen to CKK sir, and I was in his office yesterday. His collection of books itself is very, very fascinating. It was equally rich to listen to him today, as well as a couple of his examples of butterfly becoming a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, and the whole parallel is fantastic. Uh, I'm going to speak for about 5 minutes, and I'll not do a product presentation. I'm just going to talk about how I saw things change completely in the last 2 years. I just wanted to talk to you about the 7 impacts I saw on an omni-channel retail, P&L. I've been doing omni-channel for about 100 plus brands for 10,000 plus stores for the past 5 years. And before pandemic, when I was talking omni-channel to people, it was like selling vitamins. Everybody would say, ki, haan, okay, come tomorrow. And suddenly now omni-channel has become a painkiller. Everybody wants to do omni-channel retail. I was in Images retail event last week in Mumbai. Everybody else was talking more omni-channel than I could ever talk omni-channel. So just wanted to see the impact of omni-channel on retail, and I just wanted to put some definitions in place. But before I go to the definitions, I want to change the stage. In India, we must understand our 65% of our population is below 35 years of age. So the propensity to consume, to buy newer products, to buy products faster is very, very high. There are about 770 million internet connections. So people are buying online. The average age is, again, below 35 years of age, so high potential to buy. 450 plus million mobile phones in hand, so people are buying entertainment. Just to give some more numbers in place, every day 3 million e-commerce shipments, 30 lakh e-commerce shipments come on the road. There are 100 million plus e-commerce shipments happening every month, 10 crore e-commerce shipments. Just want to put a definition in place. So uni-channel, if you're doing only physical, multi-channel, if you're online and offline, is separate. If you're doing cross-cutting journeys from online into offline, like buy online, pick up in store, buy online, ship from store, shop a store online. These are the journeys which are pure omni-channel journeys. So I've talked about these journeys, so I'll skip. The core problem which got highlighted without omni-channel was the fragmentation of inventory. Working capital was stuck store-wise. The demand and the stock was orthogonal to each other. And with the pandemic, it wasn't possible to have such an inefficient working capital stuck in various stores and the inventory not working for all the channels at the same time. And we saw the change accelerate. The interstate boundaries were broken. People were buying online, and we had connected stores to online. So we saw a huge change. When I say huge, let me quantify huge. Before pandemic, 3% to 5% of businesses in fashion were omni-channel. Right now, brand-wise, we are seeing 25% to 41% of business generated through omni-channel, which is again buying online, fulfilling from store to store. And the channel challenge is pretty much visible. For most of the retailers, it was a situation like Spider-Man, pretty dynamic. The thief is running with the bag, the demand is totally changing, and they are asked to adapt to the change. So we saw a very clear framework through which decisions could be taken. It was through this particular model, which I'm just showing across right now. So over time, our vocabulary evolved. If you see on the left top, these are, we would call it storefronts. So you would have a physical storefront, you would have a digital storefront, you would have a WhatsApp storefront, you would have a marketplace storefront, and all demand will come into a single order management system. And through an order hopping logic, it will get connected to your store. Automatically, when you accept the order on the store, the logistics partner gets a heads up, and automatically the fulfillment happens. What I saw, and I'll quickly talk about the 7 changes, which I saw is number one, entire new customer journeys were enabled. through this. And there were 7 core impacts on the P&L. One, your entire software cost came down. It was on the omni-channel. Second, because every channel was sipping in from your stores remained fresh. There was no old stock merchandise. Earlier, there was a huge, people used to think that online buying is just old stock merchandise, new stock merchandise doesn't get sold with online. But now the entire newest NSM is getting sold in online. In fashion, earlier the NSM percentage, a full price percentage was approximately 15 to 18% of the overall sale. It has gone up to 35% to 40% of a full price sale in fashion. And your logistics cost comes down because when you are shipping from store, you're shipping nearby. It is not an interstate travel, so your logistics cost gets reduced by 60%. I have seen great benefits, and I don't want to cover more impact on omni-channel. I've seen great benefit on connecting all your stores together, a benefit on working capital, a benefit on return of orders, benefit on customer satisfaction because the product delivers faster, benefit of saying yes to customers all the time because your store to store are also connected. So I'm strongly advocating that more and more brands should look at becoming omni-channel and growing their businesses online and offline together. So with that, I'll just sum up my presentation. I don't want to do a sales pitch. If you want to talk to me, we have a stall. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you very much for your time.